Hey everybody, it's me, V the CPS Scholar, and I'm here with another review of this low-key ratchet ghetto show that I ran into on Netflix one day when I decided to sleep in late. It's The Ultimatum, Marry Me or Move On, and I had no idea this was gonna give me the fix that I've been missing of the ratchet TV I've been looking for. Now, this comes from the creators of Love is Blind. And so I was kind of irritated that this show was even coming out because it's kind of a ripoff of Put a Ring on It, allegedly, but for real though. And so I really enjoyed this show. So I'm gonna try to go through episodes 1 through 8. There's so much. If I forget something, let me know in the comments. And I know good and well, you don't have to remind me, I'm running late. Episode 9 in the reunion dropped today. So I needed to put this video out before I might do a live review of episode 9 and the reunion. But this show is giving. Whoever produced this show, yeah, there's some crazy cuts and edits or whatever, but it's definitely giving what it's supposed to be giving. And the characters are interesting. You love to hate them. And there's a couple people I'm like, Lord have mercy. With that being said, I hope this video finds you happy and healthy and full of love. We're going to be in for a long ride. I may break this into 2 parts depending on how long this gets, but I'm definitely having fun doing this, and I thank you for supporting my channel. And if you like what you're seeing or what I'm talking about, please give me a like. Definitely drop a comment about what I'm putting out there, and subscribe so you can get and hit the notification button so you can get notifications whenever I drop a video. I have a lot of fun stuff that I want to go ahead and put out. With that being said, let me go ahead and drop that intro for y'all. So here we go. Like I said, this is The Ultimatum, Marry or Move On. And there go the 2 hosts, Nick Lachey. So let me go ahead and pop up these notes so we can introduce the couples, what the premise of the show is. And I may go through all the episodes. I may hit the highlights depending on how I'm feeling, because there is so much for these episodes. And Netflix stay killing us, dropping all their content at once, making you feel like you're always behind or whatever. So with episode 1, we have Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey, who are pictured here, and they're the producers of this show called The Ultimatum. And it's based on their own relationship because Nick and Vanessa were together for 5 years and it had kind of hit a standstill in their relationship. So they decided to take a break and see other people. And then that they realized that they actually wanted to be together. So the show is the same premise. We have 6 relationships that have hit a roadblock where one person wants to get married and the other person doesn't. They get an opportunity to date other people and see if at the end of the process they, 1, want to get married, 2, they want to date other people, or 3, they're leaving alone. So the first week they spend dating the other couples or whatever. I'm convinced this is some swinger shit they just put on Netflix. But anyways, after the first week, you pick the new partner and you have 3 weeks to spend with your new partner. Then you spend the following 3 weeks with your old partner trying to see, your original partner, to see if you can fix it. And finally, at the end, you make a decision. So I want to go ahead and pull up the first couple. Let me do that real quick. People, there's so much stuff on here, so much content. So let me just start pulling up the couples. Lauren and Nate. Lawrence and Nate. That'd have been all right if it was a dude, but Lauren and Nate. So I really, really loved Lauren's aesthetic. She was beautiful. Her vibe was nice. Like, she was one of my favorites. I'm not gonna say what happened, but yeah, she was one of my favorites. Lauren, 26, and Nate, 30, have been dating for 2.5 years, and Nate is the one that issued the ultimatum to Lauren. So let's talk about what their issue was. Nate wants a wife and kids, but Lauren believes that compromise is good in relationships, but definitely not sacrifice. And that's because she does not want kids. And they didn't really reveal much about themselves during this whole show. And I feel like there's more to the story when it comes to these two, but they seem to have the most crazy dysfunctional relationship, but they're making it work. And there's a very weird dynamic between the two. Let's go to the next couple. Oh Lord. This couple here is a pure D mess. And I was gonna say I like one more than the other. I cannot stand Madeline. If you watch the show, you know why. So let's get into what they have going on. Madeline is 24, Colby is 25. They've been together 1.5 years. Colby is the one that issued the ultimatum to Madeline. And basically, her response to the ultimatum is that he's ready for me to choose him. She also asked herself, do you think there's a possibility that I could be happy with somebody else? And her answer to herself, yes, yes, right. She thinks it's natural to wonder what it would be like to be in a different relationship. Her main issue is that she doesn't believe in the one. And just a personal note about Miss V, I have a similar story. She's been in a relationship since she was 17 years old, and she feels like she hasn't had enough time to explore a lot of people. Same, but that could be the reason she's pushing the narrative that the one doesn't exist, or maybe she truly thinks there's multiple connections in the world, and tying yourself down is not the way to go. And some people do believe that. So she even lets us know that the scariest thing other than losing Colby is marrying Colby. And I'm like, these some swingers up in here. Maybe she wants sister husbands, because I don't think she'll be a sister wife with anybody, because the way she was acting on this show. Um, Even though he's the one who gave her the ultimatum, he wants her to fully embrace the process. And to me, he's basically letting her off the leash and hoping she comes back to his yard. Yeah, but she gives me a whole Anna Nicole vibe, because she has like body and everything, and she got the blonde thing going and everything. She's highly sexual, but I cannot stand this damn girl. I'm sorry if you see this. I don't, whatever character you're portraying, because half these people be damn acting. I do not like it. So let's go to the next couple. Mr. and Mrs. FAMU, y'all. I'm just joking. I know they ain't from FAMU. They may be, but they give me HBCU. They give me King and Queen, all that other stuff. But it's a hot mess behind the scenes. And I went to college and I knew several couples that were just like this. On paper, it was everything. In real life, it was a mess. So, Shanique and Randall. God, don't get me started on Randall, Lord. Shanique is 24 and Randall is 26. They've been dating for 1.5 years. And Shanique is the one that issued the ultimatum to Randall. She feels like he's too nonchalant about marriage, and she has her mind on a huge wedding, super flashy. And he keeps emphasizing that she's a spender and she needs to be broken out of it before bringing kids into the situation. I'll wait to say what I got to say about Randall, but yeah, they're definitely Mr. and Mrs. HBCU. That's what they look like to me. Next one up is Zay and Ray. Y'all, I loved Zay. He was super immature, all that good stuff, but you could tell that he just needed to grow up. Like, he had a really soft heart and he just didn't know how to handle himself. Or basically communicate maybe he did know how to communicate what he was feeling, but the way he was expressing it was wrong. It's because he had issues with his parents. I think they're estranged, but that's later on in the show or whatever. And then you have Miss Ray. Now, y'all see this picture here? She was a cute little thing on the show. She seems suspect to me. I think she came on the show to date other people and she didn't want to let his ass know. And you could tell her family did not like his ass, but it's going to be further into the show. But y'all, they had like a whole article about how to follow them on Instagram. And y'all, my country coming out. She is stunning. This picture does not get to her any justice. But they say the prettiest girls are the ones with the most damn shenanigans. And that is true for her. So, but Ray, you're beautiful, but something the hell wrong with both of y'all. But either way, moving on. Let's see who the next couple is, because there's 6 couples. So many people to go through. Let me finish telling what Ray and Zay's story is. I was so mesmerized by her beauty, I forgot. Anyways, Ray is 24 and Zay is 25. They've been dating for 2.5 years. And Ray is the one who issued the ultimatum to Zay. And all I could think about, I kind of skipped one of my thoughts. Another reason I really like this show is everybody is like really clear about why their relationship isn't working, especially the men. And on a lot of these shows, they usually like just don't want to commit, and they don't really give like a clear excuse for why they don't want to commit. These people are very clear about what the problem is, and I appreciate their maturity for that. But I would be a hypocrite in saying they're too young to be doing this, because I got married, I think, at 25, 26. But now that I see these people interacting, what the hell was I doing and what the hell are they doing? But anyway, Ray has her whole life planned outright, and she feels like she is the whole package. This was her word. She said, I have a great job. I want kids. I cook, and I know how to smash. But she ain't say smash, y'all. She said she's tearing it up in the bedroom. So she's all that. And she says he's not gonna find that in other girls. And to me, you could tell she's young, because there's nothing you could do to keep a man in the home unless he wants to stay in that home. There's been people with like who partners is all acting up, but the other person, just because they have their own moral character and integrity, they stay the course and be like, you can do whatever you're gonna do. I can only control me. So, but either they're gonna stay or they're gonna end up with someone else. But even if they end up with someone else, they're not gonna cheat. They're gonna make sure they shut the old relationship down. Plus, like I said, this dude is young. He's still in school. This is his first real relationship. He just feels like he's not ready and wants to get married down the line. His main issue with her is she's not emotionally expressive, and this is definitely shown later in the show. And the thing is, we're doing all these introductions. I'm kind of telling the first episode, but she does not really know how to emotionally express herself, and he spirals out of control when he doesn't feel like he's getting his way. And so, like I said, he's definitely immature, and it shows on the show. It comes through really clearly. That's what I noticed. He's fine, but he immature. Yeah. So either way, let's go to the next couple, which should be Jake and April. Jake and April. This is a hot mess. This couple right here. April, I think, is touched. And Jake, you know how there's a running joke, but that the best box cookie jar is the crazy kind. I think Jake loves her for that. I'm not saying she don't have other personality traits that got it going on, but that's what it seems like Jake is after. So either way, we're gonna go ahead and get the scoop on them. So, oh crap, I forgot about something real quick. Sorry, I have to say this. Let me go back one more couple. See, this is why this is real life television, right? We get it back because I forgot something big about Zay and Ray. So skipping ahead in the show before they split, um, he confronts her saying that you're the one who gave me the ultimatum, and now you can't tell me how you feel about me. I can't believe this is reality. So she's the one who wants to get married, but she can't even say why she loved this dude. And even in a solo interview, Ray is asked to explain why she loves Zay and wants to marry him, and she asked to skip the question. So it's super interesting that she just is so hell bent on getting the title of wife. But then when she's asked to explain what marriage is or why she loves him, she has no idea. So her priorities are all messed up. So let's go ahead and put back up April and Jake. Jake and April. April's a Filipino firecracker. She got it going on. So April is 23 and Jake is 26, and they've been together for 2 years. And April is the one that issued the ultimatum to Jake, and that's because she's ready to be married. Why is she ready to be married? Because she wants a bun in that damn oven. Her main focus is children. And it's super unfortunate because she always dismisses him. She don't really listen to him because her ultimate goal is for somebody to impregnate her. She let everybody know that. Jake just got out of the military, according to him, and she don't agree because he's been out a year and a half. She said, "You've been out, let's get it popping." But apparently they had tried to elope before, probably for benefits and stuff. And it probably wasn't because they were ready, but they almost got married before. So she's definitely pushing it. And he just wants more time to, play in the pool, swim in the sea, see what other fish are out there. And he wants to travel and settle into real life before they get married. So the next one is Alexis and Hunter. Oh, Lord. Anybody that's sensitive, you're gonna have to get out your feelings. So this lady, okay, let me read their thing, and then I'm gonna say what I have to say about these two people. And there's a reason I'm going hard on this damn lady. What I'm gonna say to this damn lady. Anyways, Alexis and Hunter have been together for 2 years or whatever, and Alexis issued an ultimatum to Hunter And Hunter has made it clear that if he met the right person, he would have no problem getting married tomorrow. So I'm like, why the hell? So you with this girl, you won't marry her, but you'll get married to somebody tomorrow. That's like y'all know I like to say on this channel. That's when it would have been boop, church finger, exit stage left, because you do not want to marry this lady, but he wants to live together. And she's like, nope, I don't want to be in a wifely role without the wifey title. You go, girl. Put some standards down and boundaries. But their relationship is kind of crazy or whatever. But one of the main things she got going on, I don't know if I want to say it, but either way, I'll say it a little later. He's like, well, I'm ready to get married. I just don't know if you're the one, right? So I'm gonna get on this couple, and it's gonna be a reason why I'm getting on this couple. So supposedly, they say Netflix lied about people ages or whatever. They say she's 24 on the show, but I believe she's 27 in real life, and she looked like a hard ass 45. And she thinks she is the finest thing walking. And it's good to have self-confidence and stuff, but she basically boils down, she's a jerk throughout the entire show for a reason that I think find very funny, but she thinks she's supposed to be like the catch for everybody, and it does not work out. And like I said, if you're sensitive, go ahead and bounce your ass up off my channel. But I really thought this was a dude. I really thought this, and it would be okay if it was a dude. I thought it was a dude. The face is strong as hell, but you can't tell this lady that she is not the finest thing walking. The face is strong. She looked like the mask. I said what I said. And whoever get mad, that's on you. Hunter love her though. She got a man. So God bless you, sis. God bless you, sis. I'm gonna keep it moving. Y'all gonna see why I got so much heat for Miss Alexis here. Strong face ass Alexis. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the episodes. So episode 1, everybody's mingling and everything. April's the first to really step out, and unfortunately, there are a lot of guys that don't have the mentality that she wants, because a lot of the guys are looking for financial stability. They're not looking to have kids or want to have kids later down the line, and she's just super eager. And so she's not gonna find what she wants with this group of guys. She keeps bragging that she got that bag, it's secured, she's financially stable, and she doesn't need a partner to take care of her. She even brags about paying for her own boobs, and she doesn't need their wallet. So my whole thing is, if you got your money, everything's right, you don't give a damn about the dude, which I'm not saying is the right thing. Why do you need somebody else to have a kid? Go ahead and have your kid and work it out. Work it out. Keep it moving. Have your kid if that's all you want. Most dudes don't want to be treated like sperm donors, or meet a dude at the club, get knocked up, and never talk to him again. People do that shit all the time. But anyways, the other person who's keen on exploring is Madeline. She's initially attracted to Randall. Madeline spoke about Randall like he was some big man dingo. She said the body, the tattoos. And I'm gonna be straightforward, y'all. I feel like Madeline is looking for that BBC, and you know what the hell that means, because she seems to be all in on based on his how do I say this? That shalom. I'm not a fan of Randall because I don't think he's living in his truth. His high booty self seemed sugary to me, and I was super shocked because I was watching it with somebody. I'm like, something don't seem right. The girl is cold, and he seemed like he's not interested in ladies. And I was like, man, I wonder where he went to school at, because he seemed like it's some HBCU, just on how they were speaking. You know, they HBCU people be dressed down to the teeth, and they have big confidence. So it was a good thing. But I was super shocked to see that Q Dog brand on him. I was like, what? He doesn't give me Q Dog. I knew some cute. I know Q Dogs now. They like rough, they barking, they real buff, they strong, they known as the nastiest frat, all that. And he just doesn't give that to me at all. But I think she was drawn to him because she was talking to the other dudes, and all they kept talking about was sex drive and sci-fi books. So she probably like, this is gonna be the best out of this bunch. So hotmess.com. So she's like, that's gonna be the best out of this bunch, and she's gonna keep it moving. So let's keep it going. Like I said, I did not like Madeline either, because although she has an Anna Nicole vibe type, sex kitten type vibe, she comes off as super petty and talks so bad about Colby, her dude. And it's like, why are y'all even together? She keeps harping on not believing in the one. She's also entertaining, and it's like, why are you don't believe in the one, but why are you entertaining Colby, who wants to be married? And she says he's annoying, he talks too much, he's delusional, and he doesn't have realistic views on life. I'm like, damn, tell me how you really feel about him. But even in the beginning, when they were being introduced, he tried to kiss her and she flinched. I'm like, oh my gosh, you do not like this damn man. It doesn't make sense. And if you could talk bad about the dude you with, what are you gonna do with the new people that nobody should be able to trust this damn lady? And it gets worse as it goes on or whatever. Meanwhile, Colby is over there talking to strong face ass Alexis, who sees him as her type, but unfortunately she's focused on finances. Like I told you, she has other things that are messed up, and it's turning people off because she's walking up to these new dudes and hitting them out the gate. You need this much money in order to finance my lifestyle. And her biggest issue, and the reason she doesn't want to marry Hunter, is that she makes more than him and she refuses to be the primary breadwinner. I get that. But the way she's coming at people is crazy. So then Colby is having a conversation with April, and they do share values on, money, not being be all end all, and having good role models in your life, about marriage. But he doesn't really feel the spark, but he is feeling it with Lauren. And heck, I'm not even a man, and I felt the spark with Lauren too. She was definitely charming. And she opens up about not feeling secure in a relationship, and that's why she's hesitant in having children. So she sitting up there saying no children, and it turns out she has a problem with her dude. But there have been many examples of where a man or a woman was adamant about never having kids or stopping having kids, and after they divorce, they have children with other people. And it takes feeling insecure in a relationship to make you like say, nah, I'm not having kids with this person. But you could lay up with them, right? That's the same thing with Zay. Zay say he's not ready to be married to this lady, but he's ready to smash though. But it is what it is. Some people genuinely don't have like that mother father gene, or even want to have skills, or they just don't want kids. So even when Lauren was talking to Nate earlier, it felt like he doesn't let her have a voice and she can't really speak up for herself. While when she was talking to Colby, she was like pouring her heart out. It feels like super open. So Alexis and Colby, let me make sure I get all the highlights of this episode 1. After dating around, Alexis determined that Colby, which is weird, was her ideal partner for her first child marriage. However, Colby didn't reciprocate those feelings. When she shared her feelings, he was honest about his, saying he didn't see a future with her. His response was clear and as kind of delivering rejection can be. But there's more to that story, y'all. It's funny. So we're going to move on to episode 2 and 3. So let's jump into 2. Trying to speed through this because y'all know I speak fast, and we're gonna get through this. 2 and 3. So episode 2 was called The Choice. The Choice, y'all. So episode 2 and 3, the focus of that is picking your new partner, right? So the moral of this story is just because somebody calls you the love of their life doesn't mean you should marry them. So basically it boils down to Nate is full of it. So the last episode ended with Colby shutting down the potential with Alexis. And basically he said it to her plain as day, I don't see marriage in the future between us. Right? After the initial rejection, Alexis told Colby she didn't believe what he said, nor think he believed it, prompting him to say he wasn't attracted to her. So he said, I'm not attracted to you. While difficult to hear, Colby didn't say anything inherently harsh to Alexis. But she got offended because she said, basically, I look like your bitch, which they don't. So she was confused why he wasn't attracted to her. First of all, attraction is more than physical appearance. You gotta there's a vibe, there's a chemistry. Like it could be two people looking fine as hell, and one you just can't take it, can't stand their cologne, you're just not into it. And then another one you get there and it's just woo, on sight, you love it, right? Their whole vibe gets you going. They do it for you. But she believes because they're both white blonde women that they look alike. Nah, my brother. Oh, let me stop. Y'all don't look alike. But the rejection stung, and she immediately went up to Colby's original partner, Madeline, who was on a date with Hunter, and told Madeline she could do so much better than him. And it was really weird that she was upset that Colby rejected her for, I guess, such a shallow reason when she was rejecting people for how much money they make. So be the CPS scholar stepping in. I always said this, and plenty of people have said this. A woman's look is equivalent to a man's money, the same way women want men to provide and have money to make them feel secure. A man wants a woman to look like what he's turned on and attracted by because they're visual creatures. So it actually makes sense that Colby's telling her straight up, you ain't doing it for me, lady. It's the same way you were turning down people for money. Anyways, moving on to Zay and Shanique. They started talking about what marriage looks like for both of them. And let me see if you remember Shanique, that's the one that was with Randall, and Zay is the one that was with Ray. What they started talking about what marriage looks like for the both of them, and it seems like they have a very similar vision. And they were discussing sporting events, ballet recitals, making t-shirts, and they were flirting with each other. And I'm like, this man wants sex 3 times a day. But I'm like, okay, if you up for a lady, let's do it. So Shanique also has a conversation with Nate, who seems to be a match made in heaven for her, because he thinks she's smart, she's driven, and she's different from Lauren because she wants to have kids. And the way they were eyeing each other, caressing, but being respectful, and he was looking her all in her eyes. He liked what he saw, y'all. He liked what he saw with Miss Shanique. She's a very cute girl, very petite frame. I think she's cute. So a little bit later, everybody's checking on each other, see how it's going. And Jake is letting April know, you get on my damn nerves. Not once in this whole effing relationship have you thought about what I want. It's always what you want and when you want it. So he getting frustrated. That's when we find out April has fertility issues, and it kind of makes sense why she's trying to push so hard for motherhood. She's trying to do it in her like young prime age or whatever. Another couple that's checking in with each other, and Randall basically, did what y'all do, go ahead and embarrass people in front of everybody. Randall basically straight up tells the group that him bringing up financial instability as a reason for not being married is not the real reason. It's just an excuse to keep prolonging it. And he keeps emphasizing she's a frivolous spender or whatever. And I think his sweet ass is just dangling that carrot in front of Shanique. And like I said, he needs to live in his truth. I don't think he likes women, allegedly. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But he say he do. We're gonna ride with you, Randall. We're gonna pretend we don't see what the hell we see. Anyways, the next day everybody's making their decisions, and Shanique is the first, and she's torn between Zay and Nate. And even though she sees Nate as somebody who's potentially a great father, her connection with Zay is just strong. I believe she probably just more attracted to black men, I'm thinking. Because anyways, they have more commonality. She picks him and he picks her back. So Zay and Shanique gonna be a thing. They so cute. I'm rooting for them. And then Ray is obviously sad to see her partner with somebody else, but she's connecting very well with Jake. And the whole time they're talking, they're like the same person. She's like him with hair. They have that much in common. Okay. Then you have Madeline, who's stuck on Randall. So she chooses him and he chooses her back. And I said what I said. They both are each other's fetishes, because there was a couple moments I felt like Randall was Uncle Ruckusing it up. Like, you can like blonde white women, it's all good. But it's the way he was going about it. Like, it was weird. It was too damn much. And she was doing the same thing to him. So they each other fetishes. Are they gonna be happy? Probably not. Then there was a whole bunch of confusion because Nate, even though he wanted Shanique, he had a good connection with April. April want somebody damn else. It was all confusing. And Alexis, man face, was having a hard time in this whole experience and is upset because she didn't get an opportunity to connect with someone else. And her partner's actually connecting with someone else. Remember, her partner is Hunter. And he was connecting with Lauren, I believe. And so she became very territorial over Hunter. And I'm thinking if she would have had somebody she connected with, she would have been acting up like this. And she declares, I'm not living without him. And she'll fight for him. And even though she's the one who issued the ultimatum to Hunter because he ain't making enough damn money. after that, he declares, after she declared her love, I saw Hunter ass mouth something to one of them people at the table, and I think he was gonna say, "I choose you," but then that to Lauren, I think he did it for Lauren, and then Lauren turned and looked at the dude. She was looking at Colby, and then that's when Hunter jumped up. No, maybe Nate said he was going to choose Lauren. It's all confusing. But anyways, Hunter out of nowhere, mind you, the show just started, jumps up and proposes. He says, "Guys, I want to marry Alexis," and the credits roll. Y'all, pure shenanigans. Pure shenanigans. So that was episode 2. We're going to go into episode 3. New bed, new partner. Anyways, you see Zay. Oh, who the hell is this man? Oh my God. That's the dude that proposed to Lauren. I'm clowning y'all. That's Nate. And then of course, Randall. Lord have mercy, Lord. Anyway. Next. We're gonna get through these episodes. Sorry, y'all. I digress. Anyways, episode 3. Fast forward to episode 3. Hunter has an epiphany that, oh yeah, she's the one. I want to marry her. He gets on one knee. And she says yes, because there was nobody else there that was here for her ass, and it seemed totally fake. And he's the one who said if I would bet the right one, I'd get married tomorrow, but you wait till you get here to propose. All right, cool, whatever. And he still making less money than you, so neither one of y'all getting what y'all wanted. So, but happy engagement. So now it's time for Colby to pick, turn to pick, and Alexis is super like in her feelings at him. And she let him have it, and like he's not a good person. The first thing he tells me is that I'm unattractive, and then Lauren chimes in and she's like, "That wasn't my experience. Like that, I don't know that man you talking about. Colby is everything." But she said he's been an ultimate gentleman. I've had great conversations. I've learned about myself. So I want to let you know I don't see you as a good person. You are a good person. So obviously Colby picks Lauren. And it seemed like Lauren was about to pick him back, but Nate was like, "Not today, sir. Not today, Satan." And he stood up and he proposed, y'all. He proposed. So yeah, the show ain't even started people proposing. They got their few minutes on the TV, I guess, to get the money for their honeymoon. They start proposing all over the place. Everybody at the table shocked and appalled. And this was a mess. It's not the right decision because you want kids. She don't. And she said, "Of course I'll say yes." The hell? What is happening here? So, oh my God. I would have liked for them to like explain why she changed her mind, but that would have been too much, like, right? And yeah, it was just all over the damn place. I don't even know about this show. It was like so, but there he's like, "I'm not gonna let anybody ruin my experience." And then April starts going off because remember her dude Jake is off with Ray. People are getting proposed to all over the place, and like, "You guys are being disingenuous. You're ruining the experience." So guess what? April, our spicy Filipino, decided that she was going. Her and Colby decided they were going to choose each other, even though it's like a friend vibe, and at least go through the process together. It was crazy. And she was, the speech she was giving, because she was like, "Everybody's here learning hard truths we probably didn't know about each other. And you guys are ruining it by doing these crazy ass proposals." It's like, it sucks that, because Jake had told her about herself and she was all in her damn feelings or whatever. And it just didn't make any damn sense. So I think they probably should have kept them from doing the proposals ahead of time or whatever. But hey, it is what it is. Half these people need therapy, and half these people need therapy, and it's just a hot mess. So they end up, let me make sure I catch up on my notes. So they make the choices. So they're going to spend their first nights together. So they're like I said, April and Colby are gonna have some fun or whatever, and now they're gonna have everybody spend their first night together, right? So we have Randall and Madeline. We have Jake and Ray. Let me see. We have Jake and Ray. We have Randall and Madeline. We have Colby and April. I think everybody else freaking chose to get to go ahead and get married or whatever. So I mean to go ahead and get married. I'm right. So the best thing I liked about basically what is it? Shanique and Zay, that's what I was missing. Shanique was giving Zay all of the rhythm. She was so cute. She gets in there and they started talking about their living habits. And she said it's going to be the adjustment, how she sleeps naked, brush her teeth naked, poop naked. And all you see is Zay sitting there like, oh, for real? That's what's up. So he was eating it up. And then they seem to have like a good ass time together and basically get to know each other. And I think she was being respectful or whatever. Because she's with Randall. But I think Randall was living his best life with Madeline. And because they were discussing their different cleanliness practices. And Randall was saying he doesn't use the top sheet to separate from the duvet. Madeline was having a fit because you're going to get skin cells all in the damn sheet. And, it was what it was. Then we have April and Colby, and they were having a really sweet time because he spent the whole time affirming April, telling her how strong she was. And I really, really liked that they were embracing the process. And then we had who the hell that was? That was Jake and Ray. And Jake and Ray were laying in the bed, and I was laughing because I was like, oh, y'all trying to get it popping. They were laying in the bed with a bottle of tequila in between them. Talking about they trying to relax. Nah, y'all trying to smash because y'all know damn well they were gonna smash, and they were gonna blame it on the alcohol. Basically, right? It seems like they were gonna blame it on the alcohol. So let me go ahead and let's move on to the next episode, which is episode 4, Girls Night Out. This episode was a pure damn mess too. Let's try to get through the notes. So what's happening is I was going to get all my notes together, but I started going to just get on here and try to remember what I remember because I wanted to get this out for you guys or whatever. So episode 4 was funny because it's like, does Jake have selective hearing or what? Because he went up there and acted like he basically acted like his mom was gonna like Ray, and definitely did not say that or whatever. His mom is super into April. It's like she's team April all day. Anyways, so let me get to the part where so we're talking about Jake and Ray, and the problem is with April. She struggles with jealousy, and so did Ray. She's super mad with Zay because Zay is an influencer and a club promoter, and he doesn't post her on social media. And she basically sees girls commenting and putting heart eyes or whatever, and it's definitely a problem for Ray in the relationship. And so it's like their whole relationship was a whole load of crap because she was more upset about him getting attention from strangers or whatever, and being the center of attention. It didn't seem as much as that she cared that they liked his stuff. It was the fact that she didn't get to be on his YouTube with him, so it caused a whole lot of foolishness. So let's fast forward to basically Ray took Jake to meet the dad, and you could tell that the dad was not a fan of Zay. He said he was a saggy pants dude, basically with no direction, and he really liked Jake. And Jake is a military dude, and the dad seems structured and traditional, so it made sense. that he would like that person or whatever. So he really, really, really was throwing shade. He was really, really throwing shade at her or whatever. So, and all of them are getting super closer or whatever because the sexual, and then they keep flashing back. I'm all over the place because the show is all over the place. So they're all having troubles because I think Zay has a super high sex drive, and spending 3 weeks with a woman is like killing him that he's not having sex with. It was super, super crazy, like how turned on he was. And Ray and Jake, they didn't give a damn crap about what everybody was doing. They were acting like they were already together. You can't tell me that they didn't smash. Then we have Zay going to meet Shanique's family, and her family had it going on, a beautiful, beautiful Jamaican family, right? And everybody looked like they could be her siblings or younger than her. The daddy was fine as hell and young. The mama was young and beautiful. Even the grandma looked like she was 46. It was really strange. And the mom was like putting it out there, like, why did he have to go? Randall have to go on the show to show he's committed, that he's serious, and prioritizes you. Like, why did you have to give him an ultimatum? He should know your worth, right? You're a good catch. So it's kind of still not making sense why she took Randall on here or whatever. Because like I said, she wants him to step up, and she thought this would force him to do what she wanted him to do. But this, you can't force a man to marry you. If all you want is a ring, you're gonna end up with a husband that you're not gonna be happy with, right? Like, say for instance, and plus a ring is not gonna make you committed, right? You have Oprah and Stedman, they begin to get together 40 years and nobody ain't going no damn where or whatever. It's super, super strange that she thinks this ring is gonna do something. And then they're like talking to Zay and seeing, where his head is at. And it's really weird that she would try to connect with Zay because Zay has the same exact reason as Randall on why he doesn't want to get married, right? He has the same reason. He says he's young, he wants time to build himself financially, get through school. And it's super crazy that she would pick a guy just like Randall. She picked one. He just was taller and better looking, right? A little bit more manly, right? So either way, we see Jake, his mom, and Ray meeting, right? And oh my God, his friend, I think his friend's name was Darius. He was fine as hell, big like I like him. I was like, whoo. I mean, he had the little piercing in his nose, and I was like, but he still could, he still could get it or whatever. But anyway, they're talking, and Jake's mom reminds him that you're still in the honeymoon phase with Ray, and so everything's gonna seem like it's fine. But she's team April. She says she's driven. She steps out of her boundaries. She takes life by storm. And on the other side, Ray seems more reserved. And I agree. Ray seems more reserved, but the demon come out of her later on. Yeah, so April seems like she'd be more like, she gonna get it. She's definitely gonna get it. She's more structured, while Ray would give her partner more space. Ray seems to be more leading with sex, right? And then now we're gonna go over to Madeline and her friends, who probably shouldn't be her friends because apparently one of them had sex with Colby, and then she introduced Colby to Madeline. But she's over there sweating Randall and stuff, and saying how attractive Randall is and how he looked like he would be so good in bed. Y'all, they fetishized the hell out of Randall, and it was just really, really weird. And I don't see any compatibility between Madeline and Randall. I think they just both want to smash. So they need to have more conversations about kids and finances and starting their life or whatever. And it seems like Madeline is like, she seems like she's wild and free, but the carrot that she's dangling is that she would change once she's married. So you really won't know how she's gonna act. You're like taking a risk to be with her. She's like, I swear, once I get married, I'm gonna fall into the role. I'm gonna need to see the signs before I commit. All types of excuses. She just don't want to be with Kobe, y'all. This is a reason for her to go ahead and leave. So moving right along to girls' night. Shanique is the first to share that they're doing well. Her and Zay are doing well in their new relationship. And it's awkward. Like, you're basically listening to another girl talk about your man or whatever, right? And then you have what the hell her name is, Ray, and them talking about how much her and Jake have been kissing. And April took it pretty well. She's realizing that she took Jake for granted, especially with things like affection. He would give her chores that she would do around the house, and basically she knows she took him for granted, and she thought it was low for Madeline to like go ahead and put it out there. And April, y'all, April can talk. April will talk your whole face off, but the whole time she's running her mouth, she's neglecting Jake's feelings because she is talking the entire time and there's no space for her to listen. So hopefully she'll learn how to act. And some of the things she did, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I remember doing that. Like, you're arguing and you're hoping like just hugging the person is gonna stop all the drama and everything. And it was just crazy or whatever. It was just crazy. And so she knows that she hasn't let Jake express her feelings or whatever. And she wants to implement some of these new things in her relationship. Then we're at guys' night, and Colby starts to stir the pot and tells the story that they were out and there was a random girl, and said that Zay basically boosted a girl to come up and kiss him. So he was kind of acting like Zay was trying to force him to cheat, and Zay snapped on him. I don't even know why he would, like, was he trying to cover with the shenanigans? Colby trying to cover the shenanigans he was doing on cheating or whatever. And oh my God, like, Zay was trying to put hands on him. They had to like separate. It was super, super crazy. And so it was, the other part that was crazy about it is when they did all that arguing or whatever, Randall was the first to go back and run his mouth to let Madeline know that Colby had been out here in these streets doing things, and Madeline cussed him all the way out. She said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything you're talking about. And like, she was going off on him. And basically Randall was eating it up. Like, he thought it was funny, and it just didn't make any damn sense or whatever. And that part just drove me nuts. So I'm skipping ahead. But anyways, there was a discussion between Madeline and Shanique, and she makes sure that she lets Shanique's like, the main reason that her and Randall have problems is because she doesn't want to let him live with her. And same thing that Alexis was saying, I don't want to give him the perks of marriage without being married, right? It is what it is, right? But Madeline made sure to let Shanique know that her and Randall had been kissing off screen, and he got hard for her. And it was just, that girl's night out was a hot mess. Everybody left pissed off, and everybody, they just stirred up a whole bunch of mess. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything on the girls' night out episode 4, because like I told you, there's so much on this episode. Let's see. Yep, we got Madeline talking about what she does with Randall. Yeah, everybody was basically talking about the sexual activity with the other partners and making everybody feel uncomfortable. And Colby pretty much got caught with his hand in the cookie jar and tried to blame Zay, and Zay was about to put hands on freaking Colby for lying on him or whatever. So let's speed it up. We got to get through. So the couples reunite. Everybody basically episode 5. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Sorry. Pushing boundaries. Pushing boundaries. Right. So this episode, what I noticed from this episode was what it boiled down to is that Shanique and Zay do not get along. Literally, it felt like they were being homeboys or whatever, chilling, having a good time. They would be vibing, and then they actually get into an argument because Shanique wasn't really being sensitive to the feelings that Zay had about finding out that Ray has been out here falling in love with Jake, and they go to arguing, and he's like, don't make faces at me. She's like, mind your tone. Mind your tone. And like I said, I skipped ahead. The same thing happened when Randall and Madeline were letting each, basically Randall was letting Madeline know about what Colby was doing, right? And it seems like Randall and Shanique have a similar way of arguing, and Zay likes to leave because he got all pissed off and left. And Madeline just gets drunk and start cussing everybody out or whatever. And he's upset. Back to Zay, he's upset with Shanique because he feels like they need to talk when he's sober, and she's making fun of him. And like I said, they both are fighting for respect or whatever, and it doesn't make any sense. That's why they're not getting along. So they what we got out of this is Zay likes to leave, Madeline is feisty and will play hands on you, and Shanique and Randall are both on the same level of messy. And then the other thing was that Madeline got pissed off. She left 2 with her dogs. I just remember that too. She left 2 with her dogs. Madeline constantly wants to let everybody know Randall is doing stuff with her off camera. So she said they kissed off camera. She touched the wood off camera. She touched the wood off camera. But there was also a point, probably not in this episode, it looked like Shanique gave Zay a hand job. So it was getting super duper duper crazy or whatever. And then the other thing that was happening was April and Colby, who were supposed to just be friends, they kissed. And I'm like, what the hell? Why are we kissing? Like, oh my God, this thing was a hot ass mess. That's all I got to say. So everybody's starting to kiss. So now we're on let's go to episode 6. Let me make sure I caught everything. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. So Shanique and Randall reunite. Well, let's finish. Make sure that's episode 5 before we go to 6. We have Shanique and Randall reuniting, following a fight with Zay. She learned and everything she learned from Madeline. Shanique and Randall asked to meet. That's when she learned Randall was enjoying his time with Madeline, and Shanique was deeply upset. Shanique was clearly angry that Randall took an honest part in the experiment. She eventually admitted that she wanted Randall to sit in a corner and miss her while apart rather than follow the show's format. When Randall tried to tell her how unfair it was, she wanted him to be miserable. She ignored everything he said and walked away, highlighting one of the things they struggle with when they started the show. So, y'all, my God. Like I said, I don't even know how Shanique and Randall are even together. It doesn't seem genuine. I hope there's some damn actors because none of it makes any sense. So, the changeover. Let's just hit the highlights from the changeover. And then I'll give my thoughts because we're getting up there at time. So, in the changeover, the highlights are when they all reunite. It wasn't long before they started fighting. Yeah, everybody started fighting, y'all. Everybody started fighting. But Jake and April's fight later in the 3 weeks was the most surprising. April went through Jake's phone behind his back and airdrops her videos of Jake that Jake took of Ray in the club dancing, twerking. It was so cute when April was like, "You were twerking that ass." It was like she was doing the moves, and April, something is wrong with April, y'all. Something is wrong with April. Never mind, she was kissing Colby, but I'm convinced that Jake and April smashed. And then at the brunch with Ray's mom, and best friend, Ray's mom was giving Zay the business, talking to him like he was a little kid, under the guise of being about mediating or whatever. And it was just a hot ass, ghetto ass mess. Ray's family just doesn't like Ray's family just does not like Zay at all. So let's go back to the top. So Colby's dishonesty starts coming out because Colby's biggest flaw through the process is he doesn't accept any responsibility for his actions. He blames Zay for him kissing a girl. He blamed him trying to cheat on being in the process. He keeps saying he's innocent. In fact, he would like switch in mid conversation and blame. And he just gaslighted the shit out of damn Madeline. I don't like Madeline, but he freaking gaslighted the shit out of Madeline. And then the peak of this was when Madeline discovered that Colby has been in constant contact with a woman he met at the club the entire time he was living with April. Because you have to remember, Colby and April were just being friends or whatever. So they were just playing with this experiment. But text between them revealed he had countless phone calls, FaceTime calls, and text conversations with this woman, sharing all the details of the show with her and saying he and Madeline were in an open relationship. So he gaslighted her ass. He gave her the ultimatum for them to come on the show so that he could cheat in peace, y'all. He did that so he could cheat in peace. Anyways, Colby didn't disclose any of this to Madeline. And when asked about the kiss or whatever at the club story, his defense the next day was he was doing what the show required, only with a random person since he wasn't connecting with April. This was a clear betrayal of the agreement they went in for the show. The deal was being with one of the people in the cast, not the person you met off camera. He later told Madeline that she forced him into acting the way he did, saying he had to do it to make it real. If he would have said to make it real one more goddamn time for her. Basically, he was threatened by Madeline's connection with Randall, resented her for taking part of the show he put them on, and betrayed Madeline and April's trust, along with the show's rules, and made Madeline feel bad about herself. And I remember Madeline, their fight resulted in one of the most infuriating exchanges for the season. And Colby says, "You deserve a lot more than me. I'm not worth it." And she says, "Okay, you're not worth it. And it's still, but it's still my fault. Everything happened." And he said, "Yes." She got pissed off. He walked off into the damn sunset. She walked in the other direction. The thing was hot ghetto mess. Let's see if I missed anything from the episode 6. Let's see before we move on. Yeah, so there was the discussion with Shanique and Madeline, and they talk about how how she doesn't think Randall is a good partner or whatever, and for several reasons. And Madeline is like backing Randall up and saying that she is a good partner for her, right? And she's singing Randall's praises. Because apparently he puts in work for Madeline or whatever. So, and it's super duper crazy because to me, April's fighting for a relationship that's dead. All these women are here fighting for a relationship that is dead, right? So it just seemed like these chicks were super super desperate. And like I said, Jake was basically showing Ray twerking. They act like they in a full blown ass relationship. It didn't make no damn sense. All right, so let's go move on to episode 7. We're a little over an hour now. Back to reality. Let's make sure we hit the high points of that. Yeah, I remember this. April may be pregnant. So she was talking about her struggles with infertility. And at Alexis' bachelorette party later on, she talks about being pregnant or whatever. In front of in front of Ray, who's been spending 3 weeks with this dude. It's like she says she's getting an ultrasound because she might be pregnant with Jake's baby. This thing is a hot mess. Ray struggles to be real. Later during the bachelorette party, Ray struggles to tell the truth about her feelings for Jake because she doesn't want to hurt April. And the women want her not to do so at the expense of her own happiness. And April starts like, you're not going to sit up here and talk about my man in front of me. And she stormed, and Alexis strong face ass, who they brought back for the bachelorette party, is boosting her up. Freaking Shanique, cold ass, is boosting. Everybody's boosting up. They really don't like April. And she gives them what for, and then she gets up to leave. And somebody says, bye, bitch. I would have turned around. My little ass would have turned around and did a nice little back karate kick to one of these hoes. I promise you, I probably April is better than me. She crazy, but she ain't that damn crazy. She only crazy with Jake ass because he put up with it. And the other thing I noticed too, Jake was doing all that shit with Ray. He was so in love, but in episode 7, he was back in love with April again. He was all in her face. He was loving her down. I love you. Oh, and the other part that came out, there was so much happening in this ratchet ass show. The other thing that happened is April let everybody know that Jake only smashed Raw. And Ray was looking sick with it because I think she let him smash Raw too. Y'all is nasty, y'all. They swapping all types of juices all up and through this damn. My God. I'm stressed. Anyways, back to we're gonna go into Ray and Zay's fight. This is how the whole Ray and Zay debacle ended. And it was funny to me because when she went to go talk to Randall, I might be jumping ahead. She's like, I have nothing left. There's nothing left in that connection. Try to make it seem like you never put your cards on the table with the other dude. If you're trying to make him think you have options so he can step up, why are you putting all your cards on the table? What is you doing? I'm so confused, y'all. I didn't know what was going on in this damn show. It was a hot. There was so much stuff that happened, Lord. Anyways, on to Ray and Zay's fight. How they ended, right? Ray and Zay's fight made absolutely no sense to me. Basically, Zay had got into a fight with Ray, right? Because she basically told him to his face that she wanted to be with Zach. I mean, Jake. Sorry, Zach. There's so many Rays, Zach. With Jake. And he was trying to find out what was going on. How can they fix it? All this other stuff. And she was done. Right? But instead of when he asked her to express her feelings, she was like, nah. And then she tried to play like she was sick, but she didn't want him to go out either. So it turned into a hot ass mess because Zay got drunk, which he usually does. The same thing happened when he got into the fight with Shanique, which I think I missed to say. He got in a fight with Shanique too. He got into a fight with Shanique. So he got a fight with Zay now. With Ray and Zay got into a fight. And she said she didn't want to be with him or whatever. He tried to get her to express why, because he loved her. And she said she was sick. So he got drunk and he said he went to go blow off steam. He left, turned off his location, went to the club or whatever he did, and he didn't come back till 8 in the morning. So although she didn't want to be with him, she felt super duper disrespected. They go to arguing because he walked in like ain't shit wrong, like Negroes do. And she said reeking of liquor and perfume. Reeking of liquor and perfume. And acting like nothing's wrong. So that is how the episode ended. And then we went into episode 8. She's in her hoodie, pissed off. They're arguing. She wants to leave. He won't let her leave. Or he trying to talk to her. And the screen goes black. And we go to episode 8. And when we come back to episode 8, Supposedly Ray hit Zay off camera. She apologizes and explains why Zay being out till 8 in the morning and not contacting her crossed the line. And then she figures out that she doesn't want to be with him. He keeps trying to argue with her, and she says she's done. So she spends basically the episode sitting down in front of the elevator saying that she broke up. And the funny things were, as soon as she found she was single from Zay, she went straight over to Jake to try to find out what's up with him, right? And then Zay went straight to Shanique. And I was kind of proud of Shanique, even though she liked the damn fight. I thought she was going, they started drinking, talking. I thought she was going to find a reason to give him some to console him. But no, they broke out into a fight. And she basically tells him he doesn't know how to process his feelings. He doesn't know how to process his feelings. She brings up basically him needing therapy and going getting help with his childhood or whatever. And man, he flipped out. He felt like she was making fun of how he came up. And that's how they stopped talking to each other. And then that's fast forward to that discussion that Shanique had with Randall and saying that, that connection with Zay wasn't going to happen. And so, as you know, I'm going to skip through all this because I want to go ahead and watch episode 9 with you guys. We have Jake and April, who are still together, right? But Zay and Ray are not together, and Ray is gonna go get her damn man, who is Jake. Then you have Shanique and Randall, who I think that thing is dead. I have no idea why they're there. I don't know. And then we have Madeline and Colby, and Madeline says she ain't got time for the gaslighting and the bullshit. And I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I did April and Jake. Yeah, because everybody else basically decided to get married or whatever. If I missed anybody, let me know in the comments. Thank you for taking this ride with me. I'm sure there's plenty of parts I missed, but tell me what was your favorite part of the Ultimatum. I tried to make these 8 episodes quick, hitting the highlights. I started off a little bit in the beginning being super specific. Then I had to finish it up with hitting the highlights, but I think I'm going to sit here and watch episode 9 with y'all. Y'all ready for the ride? I'm actually watch that. So thank you for joining me. Love you guys. Until next time, love who loves you. Make sure that you drop by to see episode 9. May God bless you with everything that you need. And the Sepia Scholar is out. Y'all make sure y'all give me a like, a subscribe, or comment. Be like, girl, you crazy as hell. All that good stuff. Thank you guys. Bye.